Okay, so today I'm showing you how to get this double-winged rose gold crease makeup look. I first started using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Took the two colors of Golden Ochre and Raw Sienna on a domed crease brush and just swept that into my crease, kind of sticking into the natural crease of my eyelid and then kind of sweeping it upwards to create a nice warm transition shade. Then I took a little bit of the burnt orange color just to give it a little bit more warmth, kind of sweeping it up to the higher points of the crease as well. I then took the color Real Gar from the same palette. It's a little bit of a deeper orange. Just wanted to create a little bit more depth, keeping that warm transition shade. But as you can see, just kind of keeping it a little bit higher toward the brow bone rather than deeper into the crease. I then took a larger fluffy blending brush. This is just a crease brush from Sephora, and just swept it all over those colors to get them nice and blended together. Now I'm taking just the small shadow brush that came with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and taking the two colors Red Ochre and Venetian Red and just mixing those together, placing those right into that crease line, making a nice deep crease color. And then I just flip the brush around because they have a little bit of a blending brush on one end, and just kind of blended those together again just to kind of keep everything nice and smooth. And then I went back in and dipped the regular shadow side of the brush back into the same two colors, Red Ochre and Venetian Red, just to keep it a little bit more defined. I don't want to completely blend out my crease line. I keep kind of looking back and forth to my right eye just to make sure everything's starting to look the same. So now I'm just going to repeat that same process from the beginning, basically, on my bottom lash line. So taking those two first warm colors, Golden Ochre and Raw Sienna, and a little bit of the burnt orange. And that I'm just kind of keeping from the inner corner to the center of my bottom lash line, and then taking a little bit more of that darker Real Gar color into the outer thirds of my lower lash line. And then just taking that blending side of the Anastasia brush and blending them all together. So now I'm taking the Clinique Black Honey Brush On Cream Liner. I'm just using a angled liner brush for this, and this part's really tricky, but I'm just trying to take that cream gel liner right into the natural crease line, and then I'm creating a little bit of a wing from that crease as well. So that's going to be part of our double wing. Very tricky. So then after I place a little bit of that cream liner in my crease line, I'm taking a smaller, skinnier, domed blending brush. And then I'm just taking that to kind of blend out that cream liner, creating more of a diffused look, not as much of a sharp angle. Just kind of keeping that blending focused on the eyelid and trying not to blend too much of the wing out. I want to keep that part a little bit more sharp, and then I'll go back in a little bit later and create a little bit more length and definition on it as well. So going back in with that liner brush, sorry my knuckles are kind of in the way, it's a hard angle with my left eye, but just creating a little bit more definition with that cream liner, and then I'll be blending it out a little bit more just to create it more deep and dark basically. Same thing, just trying not to get too much blending on the outer wing part of it. So now I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Eye Basics primer and just dotting that right on my eyelid where there's not really any color. Just kind of blending that out with a concealer brush, trying to avoid any of those crease colors. This is how you get that nice kind of sharp cut crease basically. Then I'm taking the color Bare Mirror out of the Modern Renaissance palette and just placing that right on top of where I put that primer. Same thing, just kind of trying to keep it out of those deeper crease colors. Just adding a little bit of that same color onto my bottom lash line, just on that inner corner. Next, I'll be taking my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. This is my ride or die. It's literally the only eyeliner I use every day. I also have it in brown. I kind of do my wing liner, I think, different than most. I always pull my eyelid slightly taut, just that way I can see that I'm making a nice straight line and getting really close onto that lash line. So basically just doing my everyday liner, and then I'll go into creating more of a wing process. So here I'm kind of creating my wing. It's really hard sometimes to try and keep it matching to your other side, so matching to my left side and my right side. Also just trying to keep a nice similar shape to the upper wing that we created with that Clinique Black Honey cream liner. So this can be a bit of a process as well. I tend to be a tiny bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my wing liner. So I'll try not to stick on this part too long, but you get the idea, just creating a wing liner with that black eyeliner. So next, this is kind of the fun part. This is the rose gold color that we're going to take in our crease. This is actually a liquid lipstick from NYX, or NYX, I say NYX. I just got it from Ulta recently. It has a really skinny, like paintbrush style applicator. And I'm actually just going to be using this as the double liner. And I'm taking this right underneath the plummy shade from Clinique. This part was kind of tricky too. I just kind of started with the wing and then working my way onto my eyelid. It's really liquidy, so just being really careful. Any mistakes that I make, I just go in with a Q-tip with a little bit of makeup remover on it and clean it up. But this is basically just that process. Sorry, my hand gets in the way again. And then I just kind of touched up a little bit on my right eye again. Once again, just trying to keep them pretty even looking and pretty clean as well. So here's just kind of a close-up look of what I've created so far. So you can see it's kind of like a triple wing almost. Next I go in with my Lancome eyelash curler. This is my favorite. It actually keeps my lashes curled all day without even product on them. And then I'm also going to be using a Lancome mascara. It's the Grandiose Mascara Dust in Black. These keep my lashes nice and curled. It's nice and dramatic. I like the wand as well. It's got a swan neck wand. It has like this bend in it, which you can kind of see there. It just kind of makes application a little bit easier as well. I almost forgot to do one little part on my lower lash line, so I actually go in with the Tartelette palette and use that far bottom right corner color, and that one is Leader, and I just took that in my outer corner of my lower lash line and then just blended out just to kind of keep it a little bit smoky and dark. So that's basically it. I'm just going to kind of show you the finished look here. So you can see nice and kind of bold triple liner there. Looks pretty even the other side. Yeah, I hope you guys kind of learned something new and enjoyed this video. Thank you.